Hey, welcome. My name's Fraser Sharp, and this is Breakfast with Blades. So, what have we got here? The return type from a function. Is it possible to do? The answer is yes, it is possible to do. I was asked this question yesterday afternoon, and I couldn't answer it. I thought I had the code, and without actually trying to develop the code, I can't answer the question. Bad news. I thought it was here, but we don't use it here. What we do instead is use an ID. So in the ECS component system, I thought we would need to know the return type, the type of component, like we're using our C program at the moment, and it looks like we don't. We've got an is type valid. So there is a components type. So we've got a type size, is type valid. Get type. Oh, is this right? You see, that's using the ID again. Get type create function. Returns an ECS component create function. No. Yeah, it's not here, is it? So if we've got any types in here, it's a type Defi was after. Can we see this on screen? Nearly. Just move that over. Is there more to that line? Yes, there is. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw. I think it's this one, this line here that we're after. But that is what I was saying. Why not just look for a void? Use a void. So that's a void star. That's a void star. And that returns a uint32. So I think the answer is to use a void star. Type def it that way. To the question. And that's all I can really say. This piece of... Let me just break this down into two lines. It'll let me. Keyboard's not responding. Keyboard, hello. Why is the keyboard not working again? Oh dear. Yeah. So those are the only type deaths that I've got, unfortunately, for the kind of thing that was asked. I think we'll leave it at that. So, oh god, what did I just do there? Is this in there? Oh right, okay. I think this battery, well, I think this keyboard's nearly dead. I'm going to order myself a new keyboard. So, yeah, this keyboard is not working. Okay, I've got this one working instead, so that'll do. Let's just pop that through there. Right, so it's on screen and it can be seen, and I'll split it up so you can see it properly. Right, so if that helps, Seppi, good luck with it. Otherwise, we have other things to talk about. Yeah. Oh, we've got a good morning. I didn't have that on screen. Let's say good morning. Who have we got? Hello to the artificial intelligence. Oh, thank you. I like that greeting. The music is too loud. Thank you for telling me. There we go. How's that? Everything can be altered here. Oh, and the microphone's too far away. Yeah. Okay. There is that as well. Let's get rid of this Muppet stuff here. Right, I just wanted to chat about something that happened yesterday. Yeah, that is quite loud, isn't it? We've got loud music this morning. Why? What's changed? Maybe they've changed. I want very soft music in the background. You should only go up to half the bar. That's better. That's a lot better. Sorry about that, I didn't even look. Right, what happened yesterday that I wanted to talk about? Software development is the answer in today's breakfast show. Software development. I think it was because of Seppi's question that I thought about it last night. Because I was wondering why on earth they would want to do that in the first place. And then I realised that, hold on a minute, my own software development's wrong. We have coffee. And what do I mean my own software development's wrong? What I did yesterday afternoon... I also think we've got a bleed going through on the microphone. Sorry, I didn't spot that. We're bleeding through the music onto the microphone, which is obviously a very high setting. Well, 0 setting, should I say. Right, what did I do wrong? And it was, I tried to do something stupidly. So we're going to have a look at the code. Alright. So it's in... Oh, thank you for the tip of the day. Thank you. Very kind. Yeah, what the hell was I doing? Was the question I had. Because if you remember, I started doing the renderer And afterwards, I asked myself, why the hell did I do that? What I successfully did was break our renderer. That's camera movement. And I marked it off, so it's okay. That's your basic rendering for the floor tiles. Dungeon map. There we go. Render game objects. This is it. Look at this programming code and tell me what's wrong with that. Because it's completely wrong. Firstly, I was forced to create a new function in game object, which we're going to delete, by the way. Secondly, that can't work with those if statements. I was trying to be a little bit too clever. Thirdly, does that look like development code or does that look like production code? It looks more like production code. It's very unreadable. Doesn't make sense either, does it? If you read through it in English, it doesn't make sense. We've got game objects of game objects doing game objects of current objects, then current objects are game objects, and the current object isn't working because the game object is the wrong value. Did that make sense? No. That's what I've written. So, this is where software development is important. There's 3 parts to software development. There is the prototype, which is what we're doing. We're doing prototype code. And this isn't prototype code. This is the second one. There is a third type of code, which is your production and your release code. The second type of code is the one that you want to avoid, and that's the one that's in front of you, which is half production and half prototype. That kind of code is called dead code. It kills a project. So many people get to this stage in a project where they think they know what they're doing, and then they'll suddenly place in production code when they're prototyping. And the code doesn't make sense, and when you come round to looking at this in a month's time, it won't make sense at all. And I'll sit there, look at it and say, why on earth did I write this piece of junk? That's why it's called RIP. It's RIP code. It kills projects, it makes people stop developing. Because you can't do anything now with this code without hacking. Or hacking the project so that the code works. Well, that's not what we're about, is it? We're about prototyping this and then making the final code, which are 2 totally different steps. When you're in prototyping mode, prototype only. That means you do not do those for loops on your game objects. And try and be clever and try and get your game objects into this wonderful rendering, renderer idea that we haven't even prototyped. We don't even have the prototype renderer for this. No, it's not happening. Git is your friend. Refactor of objects complete. I think it's a revert. I think that's what we do. I'm sorry about the end of the last video, but you have to learn that I'm not perfect. You also have to learn that good programmers and the best programmers ever still go down this route and make this mistake and make bad programs because of it, because they start hacking at the program, making it work. That's not what we're about. And this is why I'm doing this series, to show that I am not perfect. I am far from it. I'm a human being. And that is the worst mistake a programmer can ever make. And I always say at the beginning of each episode, I am not a programmer. I'm a systems analyst. Which in my case allows me to click that button. This will reset the current branch head to the selected commit and update the working tree and the index according to the selected mode. Soft files won't change, mixed files won't change, differences won't be staged. Hard files will be reverted to the state of the selected commit. Any local changes will be lost. Bye-bye. So, this is what we have. What I was trying to do, I believe, was add a monster to our screen, which is what we're going to do this afternoon. So as long as you know why I've just done that, that the code that I wrote was bad code, very bad code, awful in fact. So there we go. It's nice. Now let's have a look at our... Let's clean up and exit. Here we go. There's no for loop anymore. This is our render player. Of course it works. And it makes sense. We set the matrix. I don't know why we bother setting the scale. We're still doing this part wrong. We haven't altered it. And that's the whole point. This is wrong. So until we fix that, someone mark it, because we just proved that it's going to cause us problems. There you go, fix this to use ECS. Draw with triangles works, and then enter code. A lot simpler, isn't it, than that garbage that we had. So we set that we want to draw the player. This is wrong, we need to use ECS. Again. And these are the things we've got to do before we start making the renderer. So let's start putting the to-dos in that we've got to clear in this area before we can make a renderer. And that's the point that I'm trying to make this morning in the breakfast show. Any questions, by the way? I will answer any programming questions if you have them. to do. We're using a variable that we dragged out of the ECS system, so why don't we just use the ECS here? This is just a hack. No, it wasn't actually. It was the first production, the first prototype code that we wrote, wasn't it? Because we didn't have that at the time. We didn't have ECS properly initialized at that time. So there's only 2 to-dos, and then we could make a renderer. But I do want to add a monster. So in true form, these are on the wrong side. Sorry, just cleaning up. Might as well clean up the code whilst we're here. In true format, we are going to do a render monster. Which will look exactly like render player. Why is render wrong? Thank you. So that's what we're going to do instead. We're going to prototype the render monster, find out that it's exactly the same as render player, and then we can think about extracting this, refactoring it into its own file. And that is the correct way to do this. It's not to start, oh, let's make some fancy code to render everything. Let me just check on objects. Oh, right. Want to become famous? Sorry, already am. Sorry, Dr. Capu797, but you're a bit late. About 40 years too late. So let's make sure that we haven't messed up our game objects. That's better. We've still got the add VAO and the add VBO, which are things to be addressed. So let's note that. We're in the breakfast show, so it's notes only, no code. Function should not exist, see above. Right, it's been noted. That's fine. I love my notes. They make me smile. And there we go. This is now up to date, and this is the same as what's on GitHub. If you want to know how to get to GitHub, I'll show you. You open a browser. First of all, where am I on GitHub? Okay. To get the code that we start this afternoon at, it is GitHub. Here we go. GitHub.com. Search here for Fraser Blades Sharp with an O. Blades with a Z. Sharp, as in sharp. And it can't find me. Oh, I don't exist. Let's try Fraser Blade Sharp / Sand Rogue. Ah, here it is. Fraser Blade Sharp / Sand Rogue. I don't know why I don't exist, but there you go, I don't exist. This is the code that we will be using this afternoon. ECS game refactored to game object. Yes, thank you. So that's nice. The code's here, you can just download it in a zip file and use whatever editor you want. Or you can git clone it, I suppose, or whatever you want to do. So, if anybody is struggling in taking this code and placing it on a machine and building and running it, please let me know and I'll show you how to do it. There we go. I think that's it, unless we've got questions. Dr. Capullo, I've answered your question. And thank you to Lico de Bois. We have better music volumes. Somebody's actually told me at long last that the music was too high. I have been watching the videos and I thought it was too high as well. Plans for this afternoon. We have two. Well, what we should really do this afternoon is do the to-dos, because we've got too many now, I think. So we might be starting on to-do world. Yeah, we're up to 17. 2 of them aren't mine. 2 of them are the systems. So we do have a number of to-dos, and in our prototyping we have 6, where we usually have none. So I think we might be cleaning up our prototype. That's what we should be doing this afternoon. I've got a fixed use ECS, player movement with wall detection, we've done that one. Rendering functionality, we've done that one. Oh no, we haven't. Because that's this rendering functionality is these 2, and that's why I put it in. Yeah, we'll start this afternoon by going through those to-dos. I think I've already spoken about the if statements in a breakfast show, so we won't talk about those. Anything else I can think of at this stage? No, coffee's going cold, so it's the end of this show. Unless there's any questions people want me to answer. OBS doesn't show me how long. Oh yes it does. Oh, we're at 30 minutes. Okay, we'll call it there then. I will catch you this afternoon with the answer to some to-dos, and it'll be probably around midday English time. It's now, what, 11 o'clock here, so in about an hour. Take care, have fun, keep coding. There's the button, got it.